If you hate tracking numbers in spreadsheets, this is going to change the game for you because, yes, you can track your business metrics inside of Trello. And honestly, for a lot of people, it's way easier to stay consistent with. So, today I'm going to show you exactly how you can use Trello to track your metrics for your business without needing a complicated spreadsheet. So today I'm going to walk you through a simple way to track your metrics inside of Trello so you can actually stay consistent and see where it's working. So we're going to cover how to structure your board, what metrics to track, and how to keep it super simple so that way you actually use it. Okay, so we are going to build this board together. I'm really excited. So inside of Trello, we're going to start with a really simple board setup. So you can structure this by time periods. So you can easily see the progress over time. So for example, you can set up lists for each month. So you have January, February, March, April, so on and so on. So you can have the whole year in here. And that way the goal is visible and you are able to quickly open your board and see what numbers you are using for which months. Now, inside of each of these lists, we're going to create a card with specific time frames. So, for example, you can create weekly metrics, and that can be like week of March 1 through 7, or it could be monthly metrics. So, like March metrics, or it can even be a quarterly overview. Like you can really get as micro as you want with these numbers, and that way, this card becomes your hub for the whole time period. Okay, so inside of the card, this is where the magic is going to happen. Instead of using spreadsheets, you're going to use the description and the checklist to track your numbers. So let's set one up together. Inside this quick grab list is where I'm going to add the template. So let's do a monthly overview. So we're going to create the card here. And again, you can use the descriptions or the checklist to track your data. So you can keep it super simple. So you can track things like revenue, how many new leads, what are your email subscriber number, how many sales did you have, what's the conversion rate. So you can add all those details here, or you can even customize it based on your business. So that could look like maybe Instagram growth, maybe email open rates, launch sales, client inquiries. You can add all of those details there. So I'm going to add those in here so that way you can see how the checklist can look. So here we go. We have our tracking list here inside of our monthly card that tracks revenue, new sales, email subscribers, new leads, conversion rate, Instagram growth, email rate, literally anything that you want to track on a monthly basis in your business, put here on your tracking list. And that way you have all of the details ready to be tracked. So a little pro tip with this card, you can create this card and make it a template card. So that way you can reuse the same format for each week or month, however you decide to track. So all you have to do is come here into Trello and we're going to simply make this a template that's going to live in our quick grab list. So that way we can come in here, make a copy. This can be like January tracking, create the card. We'll put it here in January, and you can even add a due date to it. So that way you are reminded, hey, it's time to track January numbers. So that's how you can create a template and not have to start from scratch each time. Another really cool thing with Trello is you can add notes and content to the descriptions, and this can really be a game changer because this is where Trello actually beats spreadsheets for a lot of people. So, inside of your template card, inside of the description, you can use this place to write things that you want to continue to track and just get overall feedback. So, maybe that looks like you'll track what worked that week or that month, what didn't work. Were there any specific launches or promos you need to be aware of? Was there any content that performed really well? Like you can go ahead and add those details here so that way you can make notes on them. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so we have our tracking list with all of the metrics that we'll be tracking each month. We have our description bullet points here for us to think through, and you can even come in here and write so that way you can add like additional details, additional thoughts. You can tag your teammates over here if you want them to review any numbers. So that's how it can be super helpful. So instead of just numbers, you actually have the context behind the numbers. And then that way each week you just duplicate that card, you update the details, you track the numbers, and it makes it really easy to stay consistent without having to start from scratch. So whether you're tracking monthly numbers or weekly numbers, you can use the same setup to help you follow through. Depending on how deep you want to track, you could also add labels to make it even more visual. So if you wanted to create tags inside of Trello, maybe green equals strong performance, maybe yellow is like average, maybe red is needs improvement. So you can actually use the labels inside of Trello. So let's add a new label. Let's make yellow average. We'll save that. And then maybe January was average. That way we can track. And then that way you can see across the board which months did well, which months were average, which months did really, really good. And that way you might be able to see some reoccurring things that happen in your business each year. And you can kind of double down on those details there. So this helps for like a quick scan of your board to spot trends. So that's a good detail that you can add. So, just to recap, first you're going to create a simple board organized by time, set up like this. Then you can create a card for each week or month, depending on how you want to track. Inside of that card, track your key metrics you're using in the descriptions or the checklist, however you want to set it up. And then finally, you can add notes and context so that way you actually understand what's driving your results. This keeps your metrics super simple, visible, and a way to just stay consistent with it. So I hope that's helpful. If you want a custom Trello board built like this specifically for your business, whether it's for tracking, managing clients, or organizing your launches, our team does that for you. So we are happy to help. If you are interested, apply to work with the agency and we can build a Trello board just like that for you. Thanks.